Welcome back. Now, just to recap, there are 3 places where work needs to happen when displaying websites. The first, well, we obviously make a GET request to superfresh.com. So there's some work that goes there to transfer that request to the backend or the server. And then the server does a bit of work there and maybe returns the HTML file, finds it and returns it, or maybe needs to talk to a database and retrieve some data there. We then have to send that information again through the wires, and then finally in our browser do some work so that we can display the page to the user. And looking at this now, we see that there are 3 foolproof ways to increase the speed of your website and applications, and thereby improve customer satisfaction, retention, and conversion. Things that make your boss, employer, business really, really happy. So the first thing is you can improve what happens on the client side, the front end, because the front end device needs time to render the page on the screen. The second thing we can improve, we can improve the transfer of our files over the wire. Network latency, which is every request needs time to travel from client to the server and back. That's what network latency is, the time it takes to do that transfer. And this becomes even more essential when we consider that an average website makes more than 100 requests to load completely. Yes, that number sounds ridiculous, but it's true. Finally, the third is we can improve the processing done on the backend, or backend processing. The web server needs time to load data, maybe from the database, and maybe even assemble the website before it sends it over. Now, for our website to be as fast as possible, we can improve something in all 3 of these sections. So what can we do? Well, before we jump into things, I want to warn you. There are infinite ways to optimize your website or your app. However, one thing we want to keep in mind is that we want to think like a senior developer. What does that mean? It means that you always focus on a problem and find the solution that solves that problem in the most efficient and valuable way. If you're optimizing your site, but you don't even know what is slowing it down, or you don't even have comparison numbers or benchmarks to see if your optimizations have actually improved your speed, well, then you're just wasting your time. So this is what we're going to do in this course. We're going to focus on the big ticket items, the main performance improvements that improve 90% of your website speed. Focus on these and you'll be far ahead of most people. Let's take a look at what we're going to learn. In this course, we're going to cover all of these topics, ranging from front end to back end. And they have some cool little logos associated with them. And these are a lot. But by the end of the course, I promise you, you're going to feel comfortable with each and every one of these, and I'm going to show you how you can actually implement them in your code. However, to start things off nice and easy, for this section at least, for part 1 of the performance section, we're focusing on the transfer part, as well as the critical render path. And then in part 2 of performance, we will revisit and we'll talk about writing optimized code and progressive web apps. And then finally, in part 3, we're going to cover some of the exciting things we can do on the back end to improve performance and scale. Like I said, by the end of it, this table will all make sense and you can call yourself a performance ninja. It's an exciting topic. I'm really excited to get into it. So let's start off with the network transfer section in the next video. See you in that one. Bye-bye.